It's Rion with Get Sexual Attraction. We also have the Sex Energy Secrets YouTube channel. You may want to check that out as well. Subscribe to that. So what does it mean to be an embodied man? One thing about all of this good stuff is that we have a conscious competence. So you can learn from people who have embodiment. What I've kind of noticed about my path, because of, I don't know, coming from a background of valuing logic and conscious awareness, and even like Dr. David Hawkins, there's a logical, conscious awareness of what's going on that is above normal, that gives us more of a grip on things, to really know what we're working with. And that's what you want to value for true mastery, where you're a conscious competent, where as a producer you know and can name the actual elements and channels and everything you're working with, instead of just, okay, let's turn up the mix. Like, you know what you're working with. So in valuing conscious competence, and there's always higher levels of it, we can see an embodied man is a man who has presence. What does presence mean? It may seem to get a little woo-woo at first here, because it's not a normal understanding of reality. But this is the kind of stuff you get into that it opens up entirely new levels of personal growth beyond the limits of Western habits. Presence is your connection to Source. It's your connection to the heavens and Mother Earth, and how much of that life force energy you have within you. That's one of the simpler ways to put it. And all of that power, that conscious energy, that chi life force energy, is beyond the personal self. It's conscious energy. And rock stars and movie stars and celebrities and divas are the clearest examples of power. They have power in their presence because they're more than the personal self. They transcend themselves to have more power in their charisma. So they have more of this embodiment of heart, sex, mind, body, and soul. So to really understand embodiment, you can be embodied of divine self-acceptance, divine self-love. And you can resonate conscious energy in your presence of the universal frequencies of love, of compassion, of sex, all within your presence. So embodiment is your level of resonance with all conscious energy. So there's different ways to put it. It's how much a channel you are of conscious energy. You can view it like an antenna on top of a mountain. Most of Western personal growth takes the egocentric approach. The reality is, rock stars, movie celebrities aren't constricted to Western personal growth. They have more of this life force energy of heart, mind, body, sex, and soul beyond the personal self flowing through them. They're more connected to the heavens, more connected to the earth, more connected to the sex of the opposite polarity, beyond the personal self. Okay, so they're connected to life force itself, sex energy. So embodiment, presence, is your connection to Source, to the opposite sex, to the heavens, to the earth, and how much of that power or conscious energy you have in your vessel, in your aura, your chakras, flowing through your spark of consciousness. Embodiment is not a personal thing, it's a very spiritual thing. You can always just reference celebrities and rock stars who transcend themselves, who have power greater than the personal self, who really shine and influence. They're the sexiest, most attractive people in the world because they are more embodied. They are more connected to the light, more connected to love, to sex, and the universality and the truth of that beyond the personal experience. So this stuff is very practical. The things that we do is very practical. But you have to have a reason to go beyond your personal self to really get into this. Performers, rock stars do. What's your reason? So if you want to be a more embodied man, you can be on that path. With more embodiment, you have more power. With more power comes more influence. When it comes to sexual attraction, the more sexual presence or sexual embodiment you have, the more connection to heaven and earth and the divine feminine and the divinity of your own masculine nature, the more you carry that embodied power in alignment with life itself with you, the more influence, the more attraction, the more connection you will have with women. This is Rion. Subscribe to this channel, join the main list, and we'll talk soon.